So, for some aching feeling in my stomach, I didn't really want to make this. Off the top of my head, I could list at least 18 reasons why I didn't really want to speak on the state of the football fusion community. Yeah, I know, it's a bad place, and yeah, I know, I probably shouldn't be even talking about it at this point, because the game is just a bunch of 12-year-olds that don't really know how to control themselves. Am I mad about it? Yes. Yes, I am. It's part of the reason I don't even log on to the game no more. I think I've been on the game like 3 times the past 2 weeks. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and announce my retirement. I mean, there's really no way you can quote unquote quit a game. I made my finale or whatever a few months ago. Yeah, that didn't really live up. I still played for the majority of 2023. So I didn't necessarily quote unquote quit the game. Did I quit lob games? Yes, I did. That community got bad, and it got bad really fast. So, for one, I'm glad I stopped it there. If I didn't, I think I would be in a much worse place. It's besides the point. I'm just going to be speaking on the state of the FF community today because I've seen quite a few issues that I don't think I've necessarily seen in a long time. That being specifically the lack of control in the football fusion community, which are absolutely, it's sad to see. You used to see a bunch of cool public servers with people just messing around. I don't really know. There's no one way to explain it, but if you played the game in 2019, you'll know that the community is a lot different from what it is in 2023. It's just, it seems like the people are programmed. It's not even because like there's bad players in the server. You deal with bad players all the time. That's not really a concern if you don't care about your stats, which, caring about stats in football fusion would be crazy either way. But no, my only real issue is not because the players are bad, because they talk so much while still simultaneously being bad. Let me try to explain, because I feel like I'm making no sense, but once I kind of wrap around and get my point across, fuck, my car just flip over, bro. It's crazy. Nah, let me stop. I'll start making a little bit more sense once I actually get my point across. So, as for one, leagues. I don't know. I've seen way too many people loving to do leagues in football fusion for seemingly no reason at all. Right? You've seen the rise of LFG, like, what is it? CFG, like the CFL. I don't even know LFG off the top of my head, but you get what I'm trying to say. There's a whole bunch of leagues. You could just like kickstart a league and get like 100 members in a day. It's just a bunch of people trying to gain some sort of authentication or authority in a community that nobody really even cares about. I mean, it's just a bunch of 12-year-olds at this point, as I said before. And you can tell they're 12 too. Most people in the community are going to say they're not 12. Yeah, they're 12. Let's just get that straight real quick. And even some of the people that are older in the community, you have people like X and Elva, like Flyer. I'm gonna call out you two specifically because like you two act childish. Modern, you too. I'm calling everybody out. I'm a name drop. I'm talking on this. Like, all of you guys, when you do play the game, you act childish. And I don't understand. The in-game chat feature seems to be what you live and die off of. It's never that serious, I promise. And it's just the general player base. Let me just put it that way. The general player base has become a lot more annoying, become a lot more like inventing new slang that really shouldn't even exist. I don't know where the fuck Chrome came from, but I barely know what Chromed is. Like, is it just mean like domed? Does it mean like flipped on, boosted on? Well, then you got people saying like JP, and I've seen people, well, I guess laddering isn't like new, but it's become way more popular than it should. And it doesn't even mean like laddering is supposed to be another term for boost. At least that's how it was back in 2018 when that was all going on. Now people quite literally call it, they like climb on top of another person and dive light years late. I don't I don't know. That's just I just don't I don't know. That might not even be making this video if I did know more about the community now, since I'm not obviously playing the game as much anymore. But the more that I grow up, the more that I realize that most of the people in that community, they just become annoying. They're just not really enjoyable to be around no more. You don't get, like, Doge Nukini no more. I don't think Diamond Charmer plays no more. You barely got Fisher hanging around, and Raiden just deleted all his socials. Not even played with Raiden the other day. I'm not going to leak his new account or nothing like that. I mean, I'm sure, fuck out of my way. I'm sure some people already know. But you know, for the greater good of him, for the sake of Raiden, I'm not going to leak it. But even some of those people have just become like way too annoying. And then you have people like Blake going completely black PFP mode every chance he gets. And it's just, people grow up to be such odd people. Did they even grow up at all? Or did they just change while staying 11 years old? Maybe I'm just not used to change. Maybe that's why I'm making this video in the first place. I mean, the fact of the matter is, I grew up, see, I was like, let's count back, 10 when I first started doing live games in Legendary Football, right? That was in July of 2019, so I've been around here for a little bit. And I was 10 at that time. Now, in 2023, I'm 15 years old. And one, I've become a lot less annoying of a person, right? I'm a bit more enjoyable to be around now. And I'm not like constantly spamming the chat or asking for the QB to fade it or nothing like that. It's just like, again, to the people who constantly ask for fades and rage at the QB from being like a random or whatever, it's never that deep. The people gotta realize it's never that deep. It's football fusion. I'm still making no sense. Let me try to shorten this down. Basically what I said before kind of comes down to, one, people waste their lives doing leagues on this game and, you know, whatever shenanigans people do in LFG, I guess. But then you have, two, the people in those leagues are annoying. I wouldn't be mad if the people there were like chilled back and just did leagues for some organized gameplay. I'm sure there's people that do exist. I'm sure there's people who do just play the game for some organized gameplay and not to play with randoms. Now, that's good for you. That's good for you. Because you might be the only one of your kind. There's not a whole lot of people left in the community that just play the game. Or play leagues at least for some good organized gameplay. And if you want gameplay at all, well, you're going to be on another level of board. I'm barely playing Football Fusion in these days. I think most people know that. I've been in the game like 2 times the past 3 weeks. And I wouldn't even go out of my way to play it if, like, my friends weren't on. So that's like Crucial Key. I know I joined the game one time to join you. Light Standard too. There's like a very small and specific list of people I'll play the game with at this point. And it's just, it's barely become an enjoyable experience. Maybe it's because I play the game too much. Maybe it's because I'm burnt out. But the fact of the matter is, for the past 2 or 3 months, I haven't really been enjoying getting on the game. For the entirety of summer break, I didn't really have much to do, right? There's no like summer sports that I could have done. Let me backtrack on that. I probably could have gone to like a summer baseball camp, but no, there were none in my area. So I didn't really do any sports or nothing over the summer. I just had myself and my games. So damn boring. And I think each and every single year I get a bigger sense of gratitude for the fact that I'm back in school and the fact that I have things to do, right? Because now that I don't really want to get on video games or none of that anymore. I'm not recording this at almost 2 in the morning. I have an excuse to be on right now. I have trouble sleeping. Everybody about me, or everybody who knows me, knows this about me. I have a lot of trouble sleeping, but, you know, why try at that point? I feel like that's something I could also go to FF, like, why try at this point? There's no reviving the old community, there's none of that. I mean, everybody has their reasons to leave, right? The people who just joined the community want to bring the old community back, the community they weren't even a part of, but, you know, I give them the benefit of the doubt. There's no bringing that back. There's no. I wouldn't even feel a sense of pride if that community was brought back. I wouldn't even be there if the community was brought back. Like, if it was just like in a server, a VIP server, I probably wouldn't join that VIP server. I have better things to do. Do I miss my old friends from live games back then? Hell yeah, I do. I have a lot of shoutouts to give, like Mega Rayquaza. You specifically, you're my man back then. Well, not really back then, but like 2021. I got to know you over the summer. You're a cool ass guy. Shit, who else? I know Blake. I talked to you a lot in March 2021. I mean, we had our number of fallouts, but you're always cool as hell about it. Yo-Yo, you too. Fisher. I still talk to you, Fisher, but I mean, you've stayed relatively the same person for the past 4 years now, and I feel like I'm just more comfortable around you specifically because, you know, you didn't really change as much as somebody like Blake or whatever. I mean, to be fair, no, I'm not gonna speak on that. That's probably not a good idea, but you get the idea. I mean, everybody that I mentioned back then, they barely play now, and whatever the fuck state live games are in, you know, nobody even does that anymore. Nobody even wants to do that anymore. I don't think there's anybody, not a soul, from 2018, you know, that quote unquote old community, as people would call it. Nobody wants to do that anymore. They have better things to do. I mean, look at me. I'm trying to become highly recruited in baseball. And I know, you know, Mega Rayquaza, Ender Madeline, they all have their academics and stuff going on. Very smart people. I like them a lot. I know Blake used to play football, and I don't know if he still does, but now you get the idea. And even I can speak on TX specifically because he hasn't really been doing anything huge, not anything specific. I mean, he does football and stuff, but he's just kind of gotten off the game. You know, everybody just has their reasons to stray away from the game. There's no really bringing that back because they've moved past their point in their life. They've moved past that point in their life where they have nothing better to do than sit at their monitor and catch lobs all day. And you wouldn't really know that unless you've been there for, you know, that period of time. You wouldn't really know that you can't, like, bring it back because nobody even wants to, like, do that anymore. You wouldn't know it unless you talk to these guys personally. Like, I talked to TX and he's out of the house every single day and he's hanging with his friends. I see him on Instagram all the time. And of course, I don't really talk to people like Yo-Yo, Mega, Doge anymore, but they probably have their reasons too. I wouldn't doubt it at all. I mean, all in all, it's just kind of a big dumpster fire. I guess I'm gonna move into my last point. Because let me just summarize. Let me go from the top. One, you know, league gameplay at this point has become way too popular. And the entirety of FF has just kind of become like LFG. You might as well just rename Football Fusion to Legendary Football. I don't even know what the league is called. But you get my idea. It's just everybody wants to go pro in Football Fusion now and nobody really has anything to do outside of the game from the way it seems. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm completely tripped up and caught up in things that I don't really know what to speak on. But my point still stands. There's some people that take the game way too seriously and try way too hard to get in a league that doesn't even matter. Then not only that, the people in the leagues, as I mentioned, very, very annoying people. None of them are really fun to be around, you know. You can stop by the LFG general chat and say anything. You're either going to get one, ignored, two, get absolutely flamed. There's a very small group of people. It's like gatekeeping, I guess you could say. The actual high status of the league community. So that's people like XClip. I don't even know leagues anymore. Like, I cannot name you one LFG player off the top of my head. I don't like Mezzo. Is he still relevant? I think. Whatever. And the new people in the community, one, they want to try to get into leagues. Two, if they do live games, they always want to try to quote unquote bring the old community back. That's not gonna happen. It's just not. Everybody has their own reasons to not play the game, and people gotta realize that. They just gotta wrap their head around it. You can't bring back something that's already dead. Something that's been dead for years. It's easier to try to revive a dog that's been dead for 20 minutes as opposed to 3 years. But, you know, my point, I hope, still stands, and it stands firmly. But there was one more thing that I did want to say, and I kind of forgot. Slipped off the top of my head. Oh yeah, there it is. Repetitiveness. It's just, you have all these problems that you face while trying to be a part of the community. Obviously, I'm not really as relevant as some other people in the community. 458 subscribers isn't bad for like a small football fusion content creator, but then you have people like Dimer Dillon, Saucy Smith, Yankee Fan, Firesign, I guess, I don't know. Why do people watch Firesign anyway? He was one of the new gens back in 2020. He stole people's montages. I know he stole one of Lights and one of Fires, so why do we watch him? Stealing content? But whatever. That's not really the point of that. You have all these problems that you face on a daily basis while trying to be a part of the community, and you see them every single damn day. And it's kind of just to test the patience, like how long can you last while being a part of this shit community. And some people definitely last longer than others. Some people just don't care about the issues. Some people get bothered really easily. I feel like I stand somewhere in the middle. I've been a part of the community for a while. Don't get me wrong. Ever since the community started going to crap, which I'd say really started happening around early 2021. That's when everybody else was speaking on it. But I've put up with this BS for 2.5 years. Ever since it started getting real bad. So I'm proud of myself for that. But at some point, you know, it has to be addressed. Like, it's never going to get better, and this is just the state of the game now. You can't really change it. If people want to act like that in Football Fusion, that's fine. I just won't play the game. But then I have to try to use conservative wording, because saying I'm gonna quit, it's a very scary thing to say. People are gonna be scared if you do end up saying that. So my whole point of this video was just to try to get some late night thoughts off my head regarding Football Fusion, and to answer everybody's question, am I quitting? I said no originally, and I mean, that's not really true. I mean, it kind of is true. I'm not gonna fully quit the game. I'm not ever gonna not log back on again. You get what I'm trying to say? I can name an example, 3, 4, 5 examples of people like, oh, they said they quit, they made their finale, but they still log on every once in a while. What about Otter Slayers? He made his finale in 2020. He's still been on the game. Not a lot, but you know, my point still stands. Baylor Brown came back that one time in 2020. 14 Avenue had his run in like the summer of 2021. We had Doge came back for a little bit in like early 2021. I love gamers. And even me, I mean, I made my fucking finale and I just didn't really get off of the game. I just stopped associating myself with a part of the game. So no, quitting a game is very hard to do. Quitting a game involves never logging back onto that game again and completely ridding it from your life. You don't associate yourself with that game at all. And when you play the game as much as somebody like me, because I used to play the game for at least 5 hours a day, and so in turn, I garnered, I don't want to say a lot of respect, but there's some people that definitely favor me more in the community than others. So no, I can't quit the game. I'm always going to have that tie to the game. I'm always going to have that, sense of claw guy, the classic claw guy playing football fusion moment. But I don't understand why. I mean, I'm dog shit in the game, number one. And number two, it used to be cool joining a server saying, oh my gosh, is that a claw guy? But at this point, fuck off. Just fucking tailgating me, no egoista. Fuck you. But no, I just don't really want that anymore. It's become, again, as I said, too repetitive, and it just bores me. I don't know. Is the game boring? Am I getting boring? Or is it both? We may never know, but, that's kind of all I have to really say. Don't really have any more stuff to get off my chest. And I did call out a few names in this video, some good, some bad. I don't regret it, number one. So if you're going to go in the comments and flame me, saying, oh my gosh, Oven Modern, that's my father, that's my savior, go ahead, do it. I don't care. I'll flame your favorite YouTuber if he wasn't in this video, because the entirety of the football fusion community at this point, I don't really care for. And if I get into some beef with some random ass football fusion YouTuber, good for me. Because again, I don't care and I have better things to do. So, flame me, I guess. I'll flame your favorite YouTuber. I'm not going to care if he responds, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? But in conclusion, the big takeaway you should be getting from this: football fusion has gone to absolute shit. And instead of saying revive our life, I think we should start the hashtag KillFF. I think we should just let the game die. I think everybody who's associated with me should just let the game die. We should just move to Vehicle Simulator. Not even that. We should just move to like different game entirely. We should just become like a Genshin Impact community. Like I would rather play Genshin Impact right now. I can press my Windows key right now, type in GEN, and I would have more fun playing that than Football Fusion. And I think that really does say a lot. But I mean, Genshin Impact has a whole storyline, a quest line, and different characters you can unlock. In Football Fusion, there's like one things that can happen. You get a shit team, and that's it. That's just the gameplay you get in a public server. So let me go for real this time. In conclusion, fuck Football Fusion. This game is fucking ass. And anybody who made it to the end, consider dropping a like, maybe even leaving a comment, leaving me some feedback on how I did with this rant. I don't really upload rant style videos, and I don't really talk for more than like 5 minutes at a time on my videos, so 23 minutes is quite the accomplishment. But I've been Claw Guy, and I don't get me involved in some dumbass FF drama, because it's not gonna do you any good. And it's gonna be better for me because I get to reach 500 subscribers. No, seriously, please make it happen. I want to get 500 subs. Okay, bye.